I think there's a lot of jargon, and it can be very confusing to people who are watching these things. But you should really think about it in terms of efficiency. What you have is, with Alibaba and Tencent, they were able to use the internet to deliver things more quickly and efficiently to customers. And this is exactly what's going on. So when you start talking about artificial intelligence, big data, and the cloud, what you're really talking about is how these things work together, how they can create efficiencies. So when people start talking about the income stream, what they're really talking about is the savings that will come. But remember, this also has another side to it in terms of this is going to replace jobs. A lot of the assumptions that were made about how the economy works under a capitalist system, labor, the expansion of labor and markets, this is being replaced by a kind of new model which involves all of these things, making things work better.
Yeah, and AI was discussed also at this year's Boa Forum. My colleague Jiang Xiaoyu just mentioned several sectors that's going to see some impact: healthcare, retail, delivering sector. What industries do you see that will be affected the most by AI technology?
Well, actually, AI, once it's working together with all its component pieces, and what we're talking about here are things like sensors, the Internet of Things, that is gathering information real time. And then it's uploading it through communication networks, 5G, which obviously China is well on the way on. And then using the AI part of it is how do you crunch this data and making it meaningful. So for instance, driverless cars. I know that there was a tragic accident involving this lady and Uber. But the fact is, if you start looking at the number of deaths that will be prevented and the savings that think a car that does not need as much safety equipment because it's autonomous. It's being driven by a whole different set of networks. It's controlled by perhaps the municipality. So you can get where you want to go when you want to be there very safely, very quickly. So these are the kinds of areas, but it's also going to mean that you have less need for labor. You don't need all of these drivers for trucks, cars, and delivery. So it's going to create profound changes, and people should be looking at the value segment of this in terms of what the savings are.